Spread Your Wings. Written and illustrated by Megan Timby. Copyright sign. 2025. Preface. Spread Your Wings is about helping others and making a difference in people's lives while spreading more compassion. I wrote this book in honor of my friend Isaac, who was very special to me. He was the closest friend I had who was close to my age. He showed me what true friendship is, and I hope to have another friend someday similar to him. He told me he was in the process of writing his autobiography. He didn't have the opportunity to finish it before he passed, so I decided to honor him in this book. Photo credit of the front cover goes to Isaac's friend. Edit the Wave of Whidbey Island Camp. Isaac especially loved camping and dancing. He also started his own blog. I will list the websites of his camping and dancing groups and blog in the resources section of this book. I also made a special tribute video for Isaac, which I will also list in the resources section. If you would like more information, other resources will be included. Everyone has a story to tell, and your story can help make a difference, even if it helps one person. If I could tell my high school age self about something I know now, I would tell her that graduating from college and getting a good job doesn't guarantee success in life. What does guarantee success is treating myself and others with kindness and respect, and lending a helping hand whenever and wherever possible. People aren't going to remember that I graduated from Rutgers University, but they will remember and care that I made their day by smiling or making them laugh and taking the time to talk to them. People are also not going to remember what paid jobs I have had, but they will remember that I made them feel welcome and not so lost as I escorted them to their destination at the hospital. While being in Tijuana, Mexico, building houses for families with my high school church youth group, I met a family who had a 4-year-old daughter with cerebral palsy who couldn't talk or walk. She didn't have a wheelchair or a way to communicate. I realized then how fortunate I am to live in the United States, where my family could afford for me to have a wheelchair, and my friends who cannot talk are fortunate to have augmentative alternative communication, AAC devices. The family thanked me and appreciated I gave them hope and not to give up, and she can also have a great life. What I learned while being in Mexico was people are happier there than they are here in the United States. Here in the United States we have expensive cars and houses, and in Mexico they are fortunate if they get to live in a house made out of cardboard boxes. My most meaningful friendship was my late friend Isaac, because he was always there for me and was very sincere and loyal. He made me feel special by telling me I'm beautiful while truly meaning it, and he didn't just love me because he said I was beautiful. He loved me as a person and admired me for everything I have accomplished and for knowing what I want and don't want in life. I admired Isaac for going to school all of his life and always having a positive outlook on life, even though he had spina bifida, and making everyone, myself included, feel important and we all mattered. Shortly before he passed away, Isaac told me he wished he had done more with life, such as graduating from college, getting a job and traveling more. I told him the best achievement in his life was making people feel special, loved and important. In my opinion, that is the greatest achievement and gift of all. Speaking of gifts, Isaac thanked me for getting him back in touch with his father by telling him about the Wave of Whidbey Island Camp in Seattle, Washington. I had no idea that I gave him that gift, but I'm happy I was able to do so. Sometimes we as human beings don't realize when we might be helping someone and making an impact on their lives. If there was something important to tell someone, I would tell them like my friend Isaac said, if you feel like you don't belong in this world, you do. You matter. He said this during his wheelchair dancing interview. Knowing that I matter is especially hard to realize when I have a disability and use a wheelchair, as the world wasn't originally physically designed for me. And sadly some people think I'm stupid because I use a wheelchair. An example of this was when the ticket agent at the airport asked me if I was retarded and if I was going to be a disturbance to passengers on the plane. My response was no, and I'm not dumb as I have a college degree. I also wrote a letter of complaint. The result was the ticket agent had a talking to and I received a free ticket voucher and went to Las Vegas. The hardest challenge of using a wheelchair is changing people's assumptions. Thankfully the assumptions are gradually going away over time. If I could change something about the world, it would be for people to realize that they can become disabled at any point in their life and not to take their abilities for granted. The disability community is considered a minority, but in reality, it really is the majority because at any moment people can join us. I personally realized this when my grandfather was diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, and my grandmother and father had strokes. Watching loved ones become disabled is extremely painful and difficult for me, as it's different being born with a disability such as cerebral palsy (CP) than acquiring one. Yes, having a disability since birth can be very frustrating, as getting around in wheelchair can be difficult or impossible, especially if there are stairs getting into a place. After watching my father struggle with his balance and falling, I guess I'm fortunate I can't walk, as I don't have to worry about falling as much, and when I crawl on the floor, if I lose my balance, I don't fall very far or hard. The main difference with being born with a disability as acquiring one is that I don't know any different, and the person acquiring a disability has to start a new life over, which can be very challenging and frustrating. If someone does become disabled, remember to treat them the same before they became disabled. People with disabilities might have a brain injury, but we are still people and deserve to be treated with compassion and respect. If you are debating about telling your story, just do it, because what you have to say might help someone someday. Resources: United Cerebral Palsy Foundation, https://www.yourpf.org. Spina Bifida Association, https://www.spinabifidassociation.org. American Stroke Association, https://www.stroke.org/en/ Prentke Romich PRC Communication Device Company, https://www.printrom.com. Isaac's blog, https://physical.wordpress.com/blog-2/ The Wave of Whidbey Island Camp, https://ktjfellowship.org. Wheelchair Dancers Organization, https://dynamicinclusivitance.org. Isaac's Wheelchair Dancers Interview, https YouTube 7a7eg9 jetpool feature equals shared. Special tribute to Isaac, https YouTube NEWJJDRUXXGC equals OLJP0OCVPH7WFJ4. About the author. Megan grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area and currently resides near New York City with her dog and best friend named Gracie. Please check out her story of Gracie at https YouTube 7c5rgiogu 8c equals I2GSJCB2x6v1 Please check out Megan's YouTube channel and website where she posts other videos of her writing and artwork. https YouTube@MeganTimB7496C equals N1ZPLVP-LIDCQ6K and https://www.nextmusings. Com.